There was a point in my life where I was just so tired of myself. Not like tired like I needed a vacation, which I probably did, but like tired, like I know better. I've always known better. Like I've learned so much about myself. I have read the books. I did the work. I said the affirmations. I manifested as much as I could. And I'm still sitting in that exact same place. And that was a feeling that I couldn't let go of. And the worst part about all of that is I felt like I was on my own little island, like with this, like nobody else could possibly relate or understand what it felt like to know better and still not do differently. I was so embarrassed of that. And to be more self-aware than you've ever been in your entire life and have nothing actually change. I remember the shame with that. I remember how it was so daunting for me. And I remember thinking, I am such an idiot. Like if I actually knew what I knew, I wouldn't still be here. If I actually would make the changes of what I know, my life would be different. And that thought, that very specific thought, is exactly what I want to talk to you about today because that wasn't true. And the reason I kept thinking, and that thought, that really specific thought, is exactly what I want to talk to you about today because that thought wasn't true. That belief that I had really created a foundation of my life on wasn't true. And the reason that I kept thinking it is what tells you everything about why your pattern is not breaking. Like that is the insight that we want to look at today. So if you're watching this, you probably already have a pattern. You're already looking for something. You're already very aware. You're a very self-aware person. You know that you keep doing. You've noticed it. Maybe you've named it, right? You've probably been to therapy. You've definitely been coached on it and you've really tried to stop it. Like you've read the books, you did the journaling, you did all of those different things that you were told were going to help. And then there you are, it happens again. And then you're sitting and you're thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? Why does this work for everyone else, but I'm still here stuck and nothing's changing for me? So what I want you to know is that there's something running in the background that you haven't looked at, that you haven't named yet. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So here's the first thing that I want you to understand. That pattern that you keep repeating, it's not random, right? It's not a character flaw. It's not something that you can just automatically think and then do differently. It's not proof either that you're not good enough or that you're fundamentally incapable of change. No matter how much you tell yourself that, it's actually a very logical response to something that your brain decided a long time ago was true about you. So think about that last time that pattern showed up. Like something happened in your external world, right? So something happened out here first, and then there was a moment. There was a conversation that you had in your own brain. There was a conversation externally. There was a setback. It could have even been a success, right? And that's when that pattern kicked in. That's when the moment kicked in. That's when those thoughts really started to fire. And in between that trigger in your response, so that trigger in your behavior, the trigger in your reaction, whatever you want to call that right there, something happens right in that moment. And that is what most people never look at, that little space right there. And that's the space where you make it mean something about you. Someone cancels on you, right? Someone says no. So someone cancels on you and you don't think, oh, they're just busy. You think, I knew it. People always leave me. No one wants to hang out with me. I'm not worthy of all these other people. I can never have friends. There's this or that. I try so hard. I'm the only one who shows up. I'm the only one that's always there for my friends, right? Whatever that narrative is, that's your story. And it's what drives what you do next. Everything from that external trigger to this thought and this belief is going to drive all of your actions. So when people say, I know what I'm doing, I just can't stop doing it. Have you ever said that to yourself? Like, I know, but I just can't stop. What they're actually saying is, I can see this behavior. I can see the behavior, but I haven't found the story underneath it yet. Like, I don't know why I'm doing it. That's what we're really talking about. So I want to tell you what this looked like for me was, and I think it's probably going to be really familiar. It's going to sound really familiar in one way or another to you. So every time I got to this certain point we'll use business, in my business, there was a point where I was actually getting to that next level and it was right there, but I would start to pull back. I would quit. I'd get quieter. I'd slow down. I would pivot. I would find something else to do. I would burn the whole thing down, right? And what I really noticed is that I would always make this what felt really legitimate, like a really legitimate excuse. And so on the surface, it looked like I had a fear of failure, right? That's what a lot of people think. And that's a story for another day, like the fear of failure. But that's just what I told myself. That's just what made sense. That's what felt the most familiar. But the real story with that was actually something completely different. So what was happening was in those moments, when things got really real, the moment that that next level was actually within my reach, a thought would show up. And the thought was, you're not good enough for this. You're not smart enough. You're not the person who gets to have this. That's not who you are. And then this is the part that took me the absolute longest to see. I would go looking for proof of that very thought. I would look to my external world and I would find every single piece of evidence that confirmed that story. Someone else is doing better than me. A launch that I had didn't go perfectly. People didn't sign up for my offer. Like a comment so a launch didn't go perfectly. People didn't sign up for my offer. Right? I didn't have the friends that I thought I should have at that time in my life. I would say something and someone would take it wrong, and I would collect it all. And I would use all of that and I would tell myself, see, I told you so. You're not good enough for this. You're not smart enough. You're not the person who gets to have that. And all of that was proof. And with that proof, I never had to fully commit, right? That's what I want you to know. Even though I had told myself, even though I had convinced myself, even though like I had this like firm belief that I was capable and ready and able, I promise you I didn't actually think that. I didn't think that about myself. If I didn't fully commit, I didn't have to really stay in it. And I could stay close enough to that dream to feel like I was trying. But I could be far enough back from it that if it didn't work, there's already a reason why. That was the payoff of the story. I never fully owned it. I never had to feel that full weight of it not working out. And that pattern wasn't keeping me stuck because I was weak, not even close, right? I was really strong. I was able to overcome everything. But that pattern was keeping me stuck because it was protecting me from something that I thought was a lot scarier than staying small, staying in my very familiar small space. So this is the part I want you to set with today, because the story your brain tells you in those moments, that the one that sounds like, I'm not good enough, or this always happens to me, or I knew it, that story has a function. And it's not just a thought that shows up to make you feel bad. That's not what it does. It's a thought that shows up to keep you safe from something that your brain has already decided is dangerous. That's all it is. So you're maybe fully committing means fully failing or being very vulnerable. And then now you have to really admit that you aren't as good as you thought you were. Right? It's that brain protecting you from that confirmation from the external world. And so if you don't do it, you never fully fail, or you can always blame someone or something else. It's an external event. It's not fully your fault, right? Because of course these things always happen to you. Maybe being seen means being judged. Or even putting yourself out there in your next relationship means getting hurt again, because you always get hurt, right? It's a story you tell yourself. Because if you stay small, you stay protected. Again, maybe trusting someone means that you're going to get hurt. So if you don't expect them to stay, and if you expect them to leave, heck, it's not as hard to move through, because that always happens to you. People always do this to you. So the story itself is doing its job. And until you figure out what job it's doing, no amount of positive thinking, no amount of journaling, no amount of telling yourself, just push through this, or, oh, you're good enough, or, oh, you're worthy, no amount of any of that is going to change anything, because the problem was never that you didn't know better. The problem is that knowing better and changing the story are two completely different things. Two completely different things. So here's what I want you to take from this. That next time that pattern shows up, that thought pattern, or even the external pattern, just know that it's going to show up, because that's what patterns do, for one. Don't ask yourself, why am I doing this again? God, why am I always like this? Ask yourself, what did I just decide this means about me? In this very moment, when this pattern shows up, when I get triggered, what am I deciding it means about me? And that one question right there will get you so much closer to the real thing, the real reason why you feel the way you do and why you keep repeating that pattern more than anything else. I've done this for years. I've done this with clients for years. This one question right here will help you understand yourself in a totally different way, but it will take you further than just understanding it, right? It's going to take you to actually doing something with it, because that pattern, it's just the surface. It's just like the inside. It's just a place for you to look. The story is what you're actually working with, right? The belief underneath the pattern, the belief underneath the action is what you really need to focus on. And that story can change. Right? But first, you have to see it for what it is. It's a thought. It's generated from fear. It's a level of protection. It's generated from a belief that got installed in your mind a long time ago. And it's been showing up ever since. It's not the truth about you. It's just a story that convinced you it was you, and it's not. All right, so I want to leave you with that today. And this resonated. I have a free workbook that walks you through the trigger response method, which is my method to take you from trigger to a different response. So it walks you through exactly what we talked about today, but in a way where you can actually apply it, right, to your own patterns. You're not just reading about it, you're actually applying it to you, to the patterns that are coming up. So the link will be below. I want you to download it. I want you to sit with it. And I believe this is the thing that's really going to help you. It's going to help you move from awareness to different action. It's the thing, if you're feeling stuck in your life, that can actually shift you out of it. Right? Can't wait to hear all about it. Would love for you to come back and drop a comment what stands out. And I'll see you in the next one.